Good morning, y'all. This is Jennifer at Creative Art Spark. Hope you're having a wonderful Monday. It's cool and gloomy here, so I'm just sitting in my little paper studio trying to get rid of some of the doldrums, and so I decided that I would play with some stamps. So today I'm using Sizzix Framelits. It's Mushrooms by 49 in Market. What are they called? They're called Painted Pencil Mushrooms. And it's a stamp and die set. So I have already cut my mushrooms. And I'm going to attempt to use a stamping trick that I believe Jennifer McGuire showed. And so we're going to see how that works out. So I'm gonna try to use a placement trick. So just one second, I'll be right back. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to use our scrap, our cutout, as a placement guide. So I'm going to cut that so it'll fit into my stamp wheel. And let's see here. I'm going to put it right there. Okay. So the first thing that I want to do is I want to take my stamps and let's think about this. Okay. I want to take this stamp, then again, these are layering stamps, I think. Maybe I'm messing up, but it doesn't matter because if I do mess up, y'all won't see the video. Okay, we're going to put those in there like that. We're going to put our lid down. And we're going to pick up these stamps, okay? Our placement thingy has not moved. So we're going to put these in here like this. And we are going to take our little lid and we're going to ink these up and see what happens. Now, I'm using Ranger Shadow Gray Archival ink because I thought I might want to do some other things on top of these stampings. Whoops, I'm so sorry about that. It made you dizzy there. All right, we're going to lay this in and we're going to stamp this and we're going to rub, and that is pretty much, I think, in line. We'll just see when we lift the things out here in just a minute. Alright, so now we're going to pull these off and we're going to take our papers, our little mushroom stamps out. Well, it's not the greatest in the world, but you know what? Everything is a learning curve. We'll pull these out and we're going to put the second stamp layer in. Okay, this one will go in here like this. This one is going to slot in here like this. It's something I was just thinking about. If you made two die cuts and then glued the waist together, it might even make it easier to slot these things in and get perfect placement. I just don't know. I don't know for sure. So now we've got our stamps attached. We're going to slot our little mushrooms back in. Okay, what color of ink do we want to use for that? Let's try just don't know. Let's try Copper Pot because it's premium dye-based ink, and I think I can paint over that. It's Lisa Horton's Pigment ink. So we're going to stamp, stamp, stamp. And flip over. And press our little mushroom stamps on and see what we get. Ooh, that's different. I like that. Very different. Okay, let's add a little more. Maybe I should have done the reverse. We can always do this again. Got more paper. All right, I do like that. I'm going to wipe this up with my little baby wipes. I have a huge sack of baby wipes my husband got me. I didn't realize they were Ziploc pop, so of course I destroyed the bag and had to get a Ziploc bag to put them in. But if you do that, you can just put them in a Ziploc bag like I did. Okay, I'm going to wipe up my stamps here, clean them off. And I'm going to cut another set of little mushrooms, and we're going to do the reverse and see what happens. We're going to stamp in gold and then highlight with the silver and see what we get. Okay, but first I'm going to lift these up. And you know what, y'all? I could never stamp and then cut that as accurately as that has done. So this is a pretty doggone good trick to get your stamps and your die cuts in a more perfect alignment. Look at that. Look at that. Now I've done this with other things and not gotten them in there quite as good as that, but holy moly, that's really good. Okay, let's run these die cuts back through. So you'll hear a little bit of argument from my die cutting machine as these go through. We're gonna, I put these on some mixed media paper thinking I'm gonna do some painting. So we're gonna run these back through. We're going to take our top layer stamping the top layer color. So let's see here. We want these stamps to go in. So you place it face down. Don't forget that. The stamp goes in face down. And you slot it in there. Just like that. So there's the face down. And you slot that one in there. Okay. So we're going to take our lid and we're going to lift these off. Well, get your lid in there right, Jennifer. So this one slid, so I don't want to do that. I want to come back and place this in there. Yeah, that's not right. Okay, I think that's it. If y'all notice, I put a blue enamel dot up here near the hole of my stamping wheel, so I always know rather quickly whether I've got it in the right place or not. Because I tend to, oh, come on. Y'all stuck a minute ago. Come on. Dad rat it. You ever heard that term? If my friend Barbie is watching, I don't know if she's heard that term or not. There we go. All right, there's my stamps pulled up. So now we're gonna, Dad rat it is a good old Southern expression when you're trying not to cuss. So we're gonna slot our little mushroom in there. And this one has a little poke out that needs to be poked out. And of course it poked out and stuck. We're going to slot this one in. Something tells me that this is not going to be quite as good of a match as the first try, but we don't really care. That's just part of the fun of doing stuff. Now we're going to take our gold and we're going to stamp this in here. I wonder if these are edible mushrooms. Just don't know. Alright, we're going to stamp. We're going to slot that in there. And we're going to stamp. Okay, let's lift up. Looky there. And as you can see, this stamp does not have all of the little mushroom in there. Okay? Because it's a layered stamp. Now we clean that gold off of there. We're going to take our little mushrooms out. So we carefully lift so that we can get our template back in place. And the same on this one. Carefully lift. Whoops. Now I have no idea how this shadow gray is going to show up on top of this gold. So we'll all find out together. So I'm putting my detail stamps now into my little template. I probably shouldn't have. That may be why I had trouble getting those lifted. Alright, so now we're going to slot this back in. We're going to lift. That came out much better. Now let's put our little mushrooms back in our holders. There's the one. And see, that's what I was talking about. Those little details right there. That part of the first stamp, the first stamp didn't do that part, so that's going to get covered with our outline stamp, I guess. All right. Now we're going to slot those in. We're going to bring our lid back. If I can do it without knocking everything off. Bring our lid back. We're going to stamp it up with our silver, our shadow gray, I should say, Archival ink. Just like unto so. And we're going to put that down. And it's stamped, but we need more ink. because this is not a very dark ink. So let's do it again. Whoops, see what I did? See there, that's how that blue dot helps me. It's supposed to be up at the very top. Okay, let's put that in. Just like that. Oh, that gives us a nice little shadowy highlight. That gives me one more idea. Let's do that one more time, and then I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Okay, I'm going to take my I'm going to try some distressed ink in a couple of places on top of these stamps as soon as I figure out how to get this open. It's so that folks like me can't get into the package real quick. Alright, we're going to just barely tap. Okay, let's see what we get. Haha, I like it. All right, now we're going to cut one more set of mushrooms. Okay, that's pretty. I like that. So you don't have to watercolor these if you don't want to. You can let the stamps do it for you. All right, let's take our die cutting machine. Let's put another piece of paper over these and run them through our die cutter. Okay. Yep. Get our little mushrooms out. Now this time I'm only going to stamp with the outline die so that I can go in and add colors that I want to add in random places instead of the stamps doing it. So we'll see what happens there. And I'm going to use, is that in there good? Yeah, that's in there. I'm going to use the silvery color this time because I know that that should not run if I choose to watercolor. But first I'm going to get rid of the purple, what is that, Villainous Potion Distress Oxide. Okay, now I'm going to go back in. I'm going to ink up my stamp. It's a really new ink pad. It shouldn't be quite as dry as it is, but them's the apples. Okay, let's do it one more time. And you see, I used different die cuts, but I left my original die cut template in place. And so then I just had to swap out the stamps that I was using. And so here again, I got a nice inking. So that little trick, that's a pretty good trick. And like I said, I think that I got this trick from watching Jennifer McGuire. So let's take a look at all the little things that we did. It took me 20 minutes to do this, but see, I was explaining it and going kind of slow. So we got the blank mushrooms. Well, they're not blank. We got the outlines. We got the silver background with a gold outline, and we got a gold background with a silver outline. So how cool is that? And then I can go in and paint this top one if I want to, or just mark all over it, or just do just whatever I feel like doing. So just like that, I've got little mushrooms that I could put on pockets, I could put on journal pages, I could add to cards, I could do whatever I want to. I've got 6 of them, just like that. So let's take a look back again and see what other stamps we have here. We've got some speckle stuffs, we've got more little mushroom stamps, we've got little bug stamps, and then those 2 dies, those mushroom dies. So how much fun was that, folks? Thank you for joining me. I hope that you find some use for this little tip. Like I said, I've used it several times, some with excellent results and some with not so excellent results. And I'm sure that it was user error that caused the not so excellent results. But I hope that you find this useful. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope that you will decide to like and comment and subscribe to my little YouTube channel. Every bit helps. I'm trying to get to 100 subscribers. That'll be a huge milestone for me. So thank you again so much for watching. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.